The untouched frontiers of the Old West have captured the imaginations of many, with tales of lawmen and notorious outlaws. Among the legendary figures walking the dusty streets of those lawless towns is Ed Masterson, a brave lawman whose life was tragically cut short. Though often overshadowed by his more famous brother, Bat Masterson, Ed's story is a poignant reminder of the dangers that plagued the men who defended justice in the Wild West. In this video, we dive into the mysterious life and tragic ending of Ed Masterson, a little-known hero of the Old West. Remember to hit the like button because it helps us a lot, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press the notification bell to not miss the upcoming interesting videos. Edward John Masterson, a successful lawman and the eldest brother of the famous American Western shooters Bat Masterson and James Masterson. Ed Masterson was born in Henryville, Quebec, Canada, on September 22, 1852. In the early 1850s, the Masterson family moved to an area near Wichita, Kansas, seeking new opportunities and embracing the appeal of the expanding American frontier. Before embarking on a career as a lawman, Ed Masterson and his two brothers immersed themselves in buffalo hunting. Their journey as deputy sheriff began in Dodge City, Kansas, where Ed eventually took on the role of respectable sheriff. However, his tenure as sheriff was fraught with danger. In November 1877, tragedy struck when he was shot twice, first at the Lone Star Dance Hall. Suffering a gunshot wound to the chest, Ed bravely overcame the paralysis of his right arm by deftly switching his gun to his non-dominant hand and retaliated against his attacker, Bob Shaw, shooting him in the arm and leg. After recovering from his injuries, Ed assumed the position of town sheriff, succeeding Larry Dager, contrary to popular belief that he replaced the famous lawman Wyatt Earp. It was on March 15, 1878, Ed, along with his brother Bat Masterson, who served as sheriff of Ford County, and attorney Charlie Bassett, helped in the arrest of two suspects in connection with a train robbery. Later that month, Ed Masterson made a public statement outlining his new strategy for eradicating street violence and maintaining law and order in the city of Dodge. His plan involved the immediate disarming of gun-carrying individuals within city limits, with strict enforcement. On April 9, 1878, tragedy struck when Ed attempted to disarm a drunken cowboy named Jack Wagner. Ed was shot once in the right side. At that moment, his younger brother Bat Masterson, who happened to be nearby, quickly intervened. He dashed across the street and shot both Wagner and his superior, Alf Walker, who was brandishing his weapon. Sadly, Ed Masterson died of his injuries about an hour later, trying to cross the street before collapsing. Wagner, shot in the stomach, experienced severe pain until finally dying the next day in a nearby room, while Walker, with gunshot wounds to his lungs and arm, was declared life-threatening. But he was brought back to Texas and eventually recovered, moving back to Kansas again. Eyewitnesses to Ed Masterson's tragic murder have recounted an eerie detail: a smoky-looking cigar clutched tightly in his hand. In fact, it is revealed that it was a close-range explosion from Wagner's gun that burned Ed Masterson's clothes, creating the misconception. The question of whether it was Bat Masterson or Ed who shot Wagner and Walker sparked considerable debate. According to local reports, after suffering gunshot wounds, Ed staggered across the Santa Fe tracks and sought refuge in Hoover's saloon. It is worth noting that the Texan bars, frequented mainly by Ed on his patrols, are located south of the tracks, while the more respectable establishments are located north of town. Since Bat holds the position of Ford County Sheriff, his direct authority over the town is limited. The incident happened around 10:30 p.m. and local newspapers covered the incident vaguely, likely trying to shield Bat from possible Texans' retaliation. However, residents of Dodge City at the time often suspected that Bat might be responsible. Some historians suggest that Ed may have opened fire on his own attackers, with some evidence suggesting he was involved in Wagner's shooting. However, as more accounts emerged from individuals in Dodge City, it became clear that Bat had actually fired shots that hit both Wagner and Walker. This view is supported in the recollections of another of Masterson's brothers, Tom, and is further corroborated by the Alf Walker family's long-held belief that Bat was the one who shot him. Mayor James H. Dog Kelly, following the tragic death of Ed Masterson, selected Charlie Bassett as his successor as sheriff, aiding Bassett on his mission, where Wyatt Earp, James Earp, and Ed's brother Jim Masterson, who served as the representative of the law. After that, Jim Masterson will take over the role of field marshal after replacing Bassett. It is important to clarify that contrary to popular belief, Wyatt Earp never served as a field marshal in Dodge City. Instead, he held the position of deputy marshal. After his death, Ed Masterson found his original resting place at the cemetery located at Fort Dodge, located 5 miles southeast of Dodge City in Ford County. As time went on, however, all but the military graves were relocated. The cemetery was then moved to a new burial site called Prairie Grove, located north of Dodge City, before finally being moved again to Maple Grove, located west of Dodge City. Although Ed's grave is believed to have been moved from Fort Dodge to Prairie Grove, its exact whereabouts were unknown when the city decided to close Prairie Grove and move the cemetery to the new Maple Grove. Therefore, the current location of Ed Masterson's grave remains a mystery. The tragic ending of Ed Masterson, the courageous lawman of the Old West and brother of the renowned Bat Masterson, stands as a somber reminder of the perils that awaited those who sought justice in the untamed frontier. Ed's story, often overshadowed by his more famous sibling, deserves to be remembered and honored for his unwavering dedication to upholding law and order. Despite the controversy surrounding the details of his final moments, Ed's legacy is etched in the annals of the Old West. His sacrifice, along with those of his fellow attorneys, helped to shape the towns and cities that emerged from the wild frontier. As we reflect upon the tragic ending of Ed Masterson's life, let us not only remember the lawman he was, but also the indomitable spirit of those who risked everything to bring justice to the Wild West. Their stories serve as a testament to the challenges faced and the sacrifices made by those who tamed the lawless frontier, leaving an enduring legacy that continues to captivate our imaginations and remind us of the price paid for the civilization we enjoy today. Please like and share if you find the video content interesting and useful. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and comment below so as not to miss the upcoming interesting videos. Thanks for watching.